Hello friends, welcome to our training on queries in QGIS. So let's move this over real quick to our instructions. Move up here. So this is performing spatial queries. And so we're going to download our data from the Melbourne, Australia city website, GIS website. And so we could go here and click on that and go find it by clicking on that information. It's pretty easy. You go to their website, transportation. Oh, here it is right there. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to go to export. Okay, so we could download the CVS files. We may do that at some point, but we can see that they have the shapefile that we need. And remember, shapefile is a common file format for vector files, lines, points, and polygons. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to download it. There it goes. And then we also need to download, and I need to click the back button to go there. We're going to go to businesses. We want bars. And pubs. There it is, with patron capacity. Okay, so I'm going to click on that and export. And again, we've got the shapefile here. So we are good. All right. And so let's move this back over. Okay. And make sure you put your files into the right folder. I'm going to make sure mine are in the right folder. Downloads. You may have seen it in there already because I've already done it once before, right? Okay. Oops. I'm jumping around. There we go. So there's our metro information. We're going to dump that in there. And bars and pubs with capacity. Now I'm going to go into my folder. I don't need to actually because it can handle a zipped file. So, all right. So you can see there's our information. We've got CVS files, but we also really want the shape file. And there's our shape file. I'm going to pull that in to our folder here, and you can see, woo, there they are. Okay, metro train stations with accessibility information. And then let's find our bars and pubs information. I'm definitely going to want that. Actually, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring it in the old-fashioned way. So we're going to click up here. We're going to click on text delimited. Okay. There's another way to do that, by the way. You can go up here to layers, add layer, and then add vector layer, or add text delimited layer. Okay. So just so you're aware that that's a possibility, we're going to now make sure that it's on the text delimited text layer. Trying to bring up our folder. There's a capacity. It's a CSV file. Okay. I'm going to make sure that we are on a custom tab. And then we're going to make sure that our fields are right. So something went weird here. Oh, it's a CSV file, so we need to be up here. We've got our X coordinate, our Y coordinate. That's correct. Okay, so we're good. All right, so it should look like this. We have our layer name, CSV file. So that's different. We have been up to this point using the custom delimiters. This time we're doing a CSV file, and we've got our X and Y coordinate matched up. We're going to click add, and boom. Now we can see that. Let's change our color because I want my color to be changed. And I'm going to, I'm going to do a red. So I did a red. Oh, that doesn't look like a red though. So let me try again. It looks weird. I gotta click on that little dot, pull it over, then click OK. All right. So there's our bars and pubs all in the center part of the city. And you can see them both over here, the bars and the pubs, the metro train stations with accessibility information. Okay, so now we're going on to step 5, and we want to do something called reprojecting. Okay, so what this means is previously we've used these CRMs, which are the, well, let me show you what we've kind of got here. Let's go to properties, CRS is probably the right word for it. We can go to information, and really quickly we can see that this WGS 84 EPSG 4326, this is the CRS, the Coordinate Reference System, and we're going to change this. Okay, so go ahead and cancel. And we're going to go over here. We're going to go to Processing Tools, Toolbox, and over here in the search of the toolbox, we're going to type in repro, and we're going to reproject the layer. Okay, and so this pop-up screen will come up. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure bars and pubs are in the top one here, and then we're going to have a target GIS. Oh, very interesting. So this is just EPSG 4326, and we want it to be EPSG 2346 WGS 84. Which is what I thought it already was. It's interesting that, yes, so we are going to change that. And so we're going to change it to something different. Okay, so we are going to use this filter up here, and we're going to type in the word WGA. WGA. I need to spread this out just a tad so I can see things. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go down to, let's see if we can move things over a little bit too. It's a little bit tight. Scroll this down a bit so we can see more stuff. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is the GDA 2020, GDA 2020, where's that? Oh, there's 2020, and we want zone 55. All right, so you can see by looking down here, we're using a coordinate system that is specific to Australia, which is important. You want a very specific coordinate system so you get the most precise data as possible, and so that's what we are doing. Okay. All right, so we got zone 55. We're going to also save it to a geo package. All right, so where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, so I've chosen that. I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to click on here, and click on Save to GeoPackage. And we're just going to call this Spatial Query. It should fill in here. Interesting. And then we're just going to put in bars, underscore, and pubs. And click OK. All right, you can see that it filled in what we wanted there. Okay, and we're going to click Run. It did so successfully, and then we can click the log button. Again, shows you that it was successful. That was step 11. All right, so now what we need to do is the same thing with the metro train stations. Okay, and so we're going to go up here to reproject. You can see we're 4326, right where we were supposed to be. We're going to change this to this one. Since we used it already, it's already in place. So all we have to do is select it. And then we're going to go over here and do the same thing we did a minute ago. Save to GeoPackage. So it pops up here. And we're going to again save that to Spatial Query. And then we'll put in metro stations. Oops. Click OK, and then click Run. And then it says complete. The log says it looks good. And we come over here and we can see bars and pubs and metro stations, and we can get rid of the bars and pubs with capacity and this other one, and boom, what happened? The thing that sometimes happens with GIS is sometimes it doesn't act the way you expect it to act. And just now, when I did those things, my points disappeared from my new location, and I couldn't find them. If that happens, I recommend exiting out of the GIS and reopening it, because you've saved everything, and it's okay if you do it that way if you've saved everything. And then what you can do is go back in, find our spatial query right there, and you can see everything that we have saved. So if I pull this back in and I pull in metro stations, we can see that they're both there. Now, one of the things we just did is we also did buffers, right? So I did it a second time because I wanted to make sure. But either way, you can pull it in, and you can see now I've got my buffers. And so now everything is showing up. Now the question is that we wanted to ask is how many of these pubs or bars are within 500 feet or meters? I believe it was meters, wasn't it? Let's go back up and double check. Yeah, 500 meters of one of these train stations, okay? And so we want to see where these big circles overlap with these green circles in my thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to extract. So this is the processing toolbox. So if you've closed it, you can always come back over here and go to your toolbox and just type in the word extract. And then you're going to come down here to vector selection and extract by location. Okay. And you can see there's a whole bunch of different ways to extract for different things, but this one just works best because we're overlapping things, and so we have locations. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in metro stations, not buffers. So we want metro stations. Okay. We want it to intersect with the buffers, which are down here. Oops, let's scroll down here. We're going to do bars and pubs, extract, intersect, and then buffers, and then save geodatabase. Come up. We're going to save it to the spatial inquiry or spatial query. Saved, and then I'm again going to selected. Okay, and now run. And I'm going to close. And if you look closely, the ones that are in the orange are a dark green. Let's make it a little bit easier to see. We'll make it red so you can see it better. All right, so we can see our reds there. Okay.